Hi guys, I'm Ember. Thank you so much for being here. So today I'm here with another pick a card on what you need to know right now. We have 3 piles. The first pile is the seed, the second pile is the heart, and the third pile is the sword. So take your time, go to whatever pile you feel intuitively called to. The links to the piles will be in the description box below, as well as if you want to skip me reading the cards. And then we will get started. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So today we're doing a pick a card on what you need to know right now, and you picked the seed. We also have Chiron, Pluto, sulfur, vinegar, strength, sweetness, faith, and protection. Okay, so I did this reading yesterday and I recorded an hour and 41 minutes and it didn't record. And I used the same cards, like just the seed, but then I changed these cards. And so I'm like noticing the shift from like yesterday to today. And there's a big shift happening within just this pile that I've noticed so far. And I feel like a wound that you have got activated and you're really feeling it. And it's a Chiron wound. And I was like really trying to get into like, okay, what is this Chiron wound? Like, what does it look like, right? And I got specifically, it was a Chiron wound around Virgo, Capricorn, and Scorpio. Scorpio was a big one, and Virgo. Those two were coming through very clearly. And I was like really like meditating on, what those wounds are. And I wrote some stuff down. And the wound around Virgo is what speaks to me is less legitimate than what is expected of me. So it's a wound around it's a wound around not or it's a wound around having to be responsible, having to be placing obligation above desire, one's own desire. So that would be like you feel like you have to show up, you feel like you have to be of service, right? Like Virgo is very service oriented. And and I was like, okay, the question is, how did your desire get treated as irresponsible, unrealistic, indulgent, dangerous, or disappointing to others? And there's a Scorpio wound here too around if I lose control and become vulnerable, I'll be betrayed, consumed, abandoned, or destroyed. And you would get this feeling like I can't fail or disappoint. If people really see me, they can destroy me. Love always comes with danger, betrayal, or loss. I have to stay in control to survive. Something in me is too intense, shameful, or dangerous. And closeness is dangerous, but I desperately need it. And what I was ultimately feeling with these wounds is that there's something that's asking to be seen. And I feel like there's this protection that you have where it's keeping you from the deeper layer that's underneath this, which is grief. There's a ton of grief that I was like tapping into. And it's almost like this feeling of like, I can't have what I need because I have to be or do this. There's a separation from something you want and it's making you feel shattered. And this separation is around something that you really desire, or I don't know what it is, but there's this feeling of like, I can't have that because I must stay in control, because I can't be vulnerable, because I don't want to be seen. That's one of them. The other one is I have to show up in a certain way. I have to be the one that's, always showing up. Like obligation becomes more important than desire. It's like hard to put into words. I'm like trying to put into this word so that I can help you understand. But and a lot of the times this will look like, okay, I have to just change what I'm doing externally, but that's not the answer here. It's not about what you're doing necessarily. It will become that, right? Once you get to that point. But I feel like you're at this point of like needing to go within and really needing to like sit with why, like what's going on? What is this wound about, right? And what grief needs to be processed, because I definitely felt like there was some grief that needed to be processed for you, Pal 1. And it's around intimacy and control and responsibility and obligations and expectations and not feeling safe to open up emotionally or to put yourself out there in some way emotionally. it really comes down to like intimacy and desire, and not feeling like you can have what you want because you're placing obligation and protection above the deeper thing that's here that's really wanting to be felt. It really reminds me of like being in childhood and like someone really disrespected your boundaries, was really enmeshed with you, or really praised you when you stood up and were of service and made you feel like your desire was dangerous, or what you wanted was unrealistic, or like it wasn't, I don't know, I just feel like it wasn't honored, your desire. It was treated as something bad. And so there's just like a wound around feeling like you can't, again, it's just, I keep going back to like, I feel like I can't have what I want because I'm not allowing myself to, because I feel like what I want is bad. And what you want is not bad. There's just this deeper piece, again, underneath it that got triggered. Like I feel like you got triggered from something or somebody. And I think that this is, I mean, it's coming up for a reason, right? So it's like, how can you, there's multiple parts here. That's what I'm feeling. It's like you have a protection part, you have an obligation part, you have a deeper part of you that's desiring something you really want. You feel trapped because you feel like you can't quite figure out how to heal this or look at this or change this externally. It's like you're trying to, I feel like you keep trying to change it externally or thinking about ways to change it externally. And that can be helpful. I'm not saying that can't be helpful. But your nervous system, whoever I'm speaking to, is nervous system feels too overwhelmed to even begin to think about changing the external, right? So it's like, okay, that means how I want you to have the most empathy and the most compassion for this, because I feel like you're shaming yourself or you're telling yourself things like, I can never have that because I'm, I can't, do this or that, right? It's not about that. It's more about like going within, because again, there's this grief that I'm feeling that needs to be felt within you. And it could be, I was thinking about like, okay, what is this grief around? And it's grief around not being seen. It's grief around not having relationships that feel meaningful. It's grief around how your desire was treated as bad, or even overwhelming, intense feelings that were not honored when you were younger or in the past. And it's it's like, how do you step up and be a parent to yourself while you're going through this? Because whatever this is feels very complicated and complex and emotionally charged. And so I think, again, the answer, just I keep getting it from spirit, is like go within and try to be the most compassionate, non-judgmental, I'm hearing teacher, interesting, teacher that you can be. Like, again, it's just asking to be seen and to be witnessed. Like there's something that needs to be witnessed that's within you, it would be very helpful for you if you went within and looked at it. Now, again, this can be hard because I definitely feel like you have protector parts or parts of you that are protecting yourself against this because you were hurt in the past when around this issue in some way. That past thing is what needs to be looked at. And again, this would be around, I feel like, you know what, I'm getting this really interesting feeling. I feel like there was somebody around you that like pushed all of their energy onto you all the time, or coded, like there's like this coding feeling and this constricting energy. And so maybe there was someone around you when you were younger that like tried to control everything or control you or try to make you a certain way. And so you might have adopted that as a form of your own protection. Like, right? Like, how do I say? Okay, so when I first became a mom, I was like yelling a lot because I had my mom used to yell at me all the time, and like it wasn't bad, but it was not great, and I was not happy about this pattern, right? And I guess I was just trying to I kept reading books about how to stop this behavior, and I even put up a poster of like stop yelling on the wall, which is like crazy. But my point is that what helped me the most was doing the trauma healing around to my own inner child who felt like yelling was the safe way to go, because I was like, because my kids would have emotions, right? And my mom would be like, stop, like you can stop, right? And so I was doing that too, because I thought that it would make them stop. I thought that that's what you do because that's what was modeled to me, to be safe in some way. what really needed to happen was I needed to look at the fear that was underneath that. And when I looked at that fear and went into myself and like talked to my inner child who was overwhelmed by emotions and also was just doing the thing that was modeled to her to keep herself safe, and I brought compassion and light to that, I stopped yelling. Like I haven't yelled at my kids in so long, like it's been a long time. But it took me it took a lot of inner work. Like it wasn't something I was doing externally that helped me. But again, there's a deeper layer here, and then I think there's an even deeper layer. There's like a layer, and then there's like a deeper layer here, and there's some type of grief and a wound around showing up, being in control, being afraid of intimacy, not allowing yourself to move in the way that you want to move. And it's because you don't feel safe to move. Now, why don't you feel safe to move? That's the question that you could ask yourself. Why don't I feel safe to move? Well, I don't feel safe to move because it's not safe to move because what? They're going to see you, or what if they could hurt me, or what if I end up alone, or being alone is safer because of what? And now if I stay in control, how can that help me? But I think the bigger question is how is it hindering you? And I think that, here's the thing, I think you're looking at all this, or you're trying to be aware, but when you have a wound that's like this deep, that's around a core wound, and I'm hitting on like 2 or 3 core wounds. Like this is not just one core wound. I'm seeing multiple core wounds that kind of have the same flavor, but they're not the same. So when you have these types of core wounds, it can be so painful to look at, but it's being asked to look at. There's a situation that's actively triggering you right now to help you heal this. And you know, it's hard to look at it like that because it's really painful. Whatever you're going through is really painful. And I wrote, healing happens when obligation stops being your identity, roles like the reliable one, family expectations, and proving maturity. And then also there was one thing that they said that like you should do is like do something badly on purpose, which I wouldn't do, but I'm like, oh, okay. So I looked it up. I'm like, how can you heal this type of wound? And also there's another way to heal this wound, which is making sure that you're around safe people and having mutually trustworthy, safe, intimate connections that can honor your boundaries. And boundaries help you here, but I do think that there's an over assertion of your boundaries somewhere you want to have something you want to have. And so then again, I'm like, I just want to help you because I feel like this is really hard what you're going through, and I also again can feel the grief that's below this. And sulfur's healing, like it's almost reminding me like sulfur within you is probably the I feel like there's grief that's been unprocessed, and it's and even anger and frustration and irritation, and there's this, it's almost like I had a wound like this too, where it's like it calcifies almost, and when it gets activated, right, like there's a break in this calcification. I know we don't have the calcification card, but I don't know why that's coming through, but sulfur's a stinky smell, right? But it also can be therapeutic. Now there's a smell which is going on within you, which is like this grief that's unfelt, right? And it's coming up and you're smelling it. So, and you're like, ugh, like I don't even want to touch that, right? But what is the recommended, or this advice here, is to go near the smell and look at the smell and look at it and feel it, because nothing externally right now. If you don't process this grief, there's grief that needs to be processed 100%. Like that's the best advice I can give you. Like there is something that you need to process. There's something that you need to go within about, and it's around a wound, and it's around a wound around control, obligations, desires, going after what you want. And I think you're getting to the point of looking at this a lot deeper, which is really beautiful. And again, looking at the protection. Now, again, I've talked about this before, but if you have protector parts like shame, criticism, judgment that are happening, even just voices in your head, that can stop you from looking at the deeper part of this, because it's very believable, right? Those voices, they can be very believable. But I do want you to remember that there is a distortion happening here. And also talk to those protector parts. Be like, I see you, I hear you, I know that like this is hard, I know like we don't want to go near this, I know that we were hurt before, like I know that, I see that, I validate you, I just need you to kind of step to the side so I can get to this grief. And you might have pushback on that. Like they may be like, nope, you can't do that. And you're going to be like, please, like, let me just try for a minute. We don't have to feel this grief forever. We can just feel it for a minute. which I love. It's one of something one of my counselors talked about was setting a grief timer, which I absolutely love, and that's such good advice, and he's amazing. So yeah, let me get some tarot because I feel like I need to get more into this and not those cards. I want to use these ones. I hope I'm not being too loud. It's so early, dude. I got up at like 3 a.m. because I like really wanted to make sure this reading came out today, because I swear that reading yesterday it was almost exactly like the one I did the day before, which should have been an indication to me, but whatever. Okay. Ace of Wands. Okay, so your wound could be, around desire. That's what I'm saying. It's around your fire energy. So Ace of Wands is like a new passionate idea, a want to go after something or somebody, right? So you may be triggered when your fire energy gets activated. So where did you, even around sexuality too, also there could be a wound too, a later wound that got opened and I'm hearing scarred by somebody else. Like, so like you have let's say you have a Chiron wound around desire, right? So it's like, my desire is bad, right? So then there was a thing in childhood where whenever you went after something with your fire, with your passion, you were I'm hearing humiliated, but you were humiliated or put down for it or shamed, right? There's a shame around your desire. Now there was a later wound that I'm feeling that there's a later, oh gosh, what is the word? Pain that like activated this, like a situation later on that like reactivated this original wound. Then it kind of got encased, is what I'm seeing, which happens sometimes. Now there's a current situation that's bringing up I'm hearing 2 or 3 situations that you've had that is activating those situations, because it's asking to get, that's what I'm saying. There's like layers to this, to get like deeper into like what this actually is. Because here's the thing, this wound, if it's not looked at and if it's not healed, and this is not about a pressure thing. This is more about like, if it's not healed, this is gonna, externally things are not going to change. Everything starts within yourself. And if you look at this wound, this is what's being asked of you. It's not about changing and going and doing something. That's not what's being asked here. What's being asked here is to go within, sit with the feelings, feel things, process things, be open. There's a need to be very open here. And I know that's really hard, especially when you're activated and triggered. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, I was saying that. This is about cycles, changing things changing, the wheel turning, right? And I'm seeing that there's been you've stopped, like almost stopped the wheel in some way, like paused your journey. And I've done that before. And it's, and there's this friction that starts to happen when you do that. And it's really painful. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was probably one of the most painful times of my life. When I was dealing with a wound. It was around a person, right? Like an obligation to a person more than myself. And it's similar in its essence, but it's not the same wound, right? It's just the underneath is similar. The grief is similar. And when I stopped from my path from going, it's like was the most painful thing. And there's this friction that happens, but it's almost like you get really almost like there's this irritation and anger at yourself for stopping, right? And so that also could be here. And how did I get through that? I got through that it was just a long period of processing emotions, and I kept trying to change everything externally. I was just like trying to like break up with the person every 5 minutes. Like I was just like, this is not working for me. Like, like I just wanted to get out of the pain and doing anything I could to get out of the pain. But it wasn't about the person. It was about the deeper thing underneath it. And again, stopping your path is painful, but it's not something you do like consciously. Like it's a subconscious thing that's happening. And all this stuff we're talking about is subconscious again. And so that's why it makes it so complex and so difficult. And so I do not want, and neither do your spirit guides, want you to judge yourself for this. Whatever your desire is, don't judge yourself for it. However you're feeling, don't judge yourself for it. If you're experiencing grief, don't judge yourself for it. If you're stopping your path, don't judge yourself for it. Like any kind of judgments makes this process 25 million times harder. I can tell you myself. And I know it's hard not to judge yourself because it's like, wow, like, why can't I get over this? Like, wow, why can't I just do what I want? Like, why am I like stopping myself? Like, what is the deal? Like, why can't I just say what I want to say? Like, right? Like, that's the judgment and the criticism, but that stops you from actually healing what you want to heal, right? And so that's why talking to that part is helpful. Like, hey, like, I know that we're not doing what we think we should be doing right now, right? Like, I know that we're not following our heart. I know that we're not, getting out of this away, or how quick I think I should be getting out of it, but that doesn't matter. That's actually hurting me more than helping me, and I want to help myself. I don't want to harm myself more. And I think that there is a wound even in harming yourself here emotionally or intensely in your head. Like, there's a negative self-talk that needs to be validated in it's like not validated as in like it's right, validated in why it's saying it. And then there also needs to be even a boundary with yourself of like, hey, like, I can't keep speaking to myself like this because it's making this process harder, and this is already hard enough. It's like, have you even allowed how hard this has been to hit you? Like, have you? Because I don't know if you have. I think this is really difficult. I think it's one of the most complex things I've seen in tarot in a long time around wounding. And a lot of people don't even get to the point of looking at this. And I'm proud of you for even getting to this point. But can you be proud of yourself? And can you also have empathy for how difficult this is? Because this situation, what you're going through, is really painful. And I see it. I really see it. I just want you to see it. You know what I mean? Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. The King of Swords. Yeah, again, this could also be around logic as well, but it's almost like you don't trust your own discernment when you're super discerning. You're the King of Swords, but you don't even trust your own discernment. It's interesting. And it's around your fire energy. There's your Knight of Wands. It's like you want to go after something. That's what I was saying. Knight of Wands. Yeah, you want a relationship. You want to go after a relationship, or you feel excited about a relationship. You want to build a different structure. You want to build a structure around something that's going to hold you in the world. But there's a Ten of Swords. You're experiencing a Saturn lesson too. So we have Saturn and Pluto happening. We also have Chiron. Those three planets, oh my God, I can't. A Saturn and a Saturn and a Pluto and a Chiron, all three of those are like the most intense planets. And to have them all showing up here in tandem, again, I'm like telling you, there's like something very big and transformational happening for you right now. And I don't think you can see how big it is, but I just want you to understand that there's some type of, oh gosh, I can't even explain it in words. It's like, it's so big. This is so big. What your wounding is so big. How you're feeling it's so big. What you've been through is so big. Like a cycle, you might have been through a lot of cycles where you felt betrayed, where you felt like you were treated like, I'm hearing like shit, or just, yeah, like a lot of betrayal by other people. What's this World and Ten of Swords? Just getting really deep. Yeah, this is around your long-term happiness, emotional happiness. This is around your emotional fulfillment even, but with others. It's like you might have not experienced a happy family when growing up. You might have had a broken family, or you had something really horrible happen in your childhood, because I am seeing it. And it's like keep feeling this feeling like you lost somebody really close to you. And then there was also like this shaming around maybe your grief around that. I don't know why that's a very specific thing coming through. Yeah, I feel like emotional right now. Yeah, it's like closeness. It's like someone you were close with. You lost someone you were close with. Maybe the one person you were close with, and then I don't know. I just keep getting that example. Like it was treated as if it didn't matter, or you were shamed for your the intensity of your feelings. It doesn't have to be around losing someone. It could be like you were abandoned by a parent, or it could be something like that. I'm trying to figure out other examples of what this could be. But it has to do with family. Like there's something around family. You were betrayed or shamed by a family member, and it made you not want to be close to anybody ever again. That's the feeling I'm getting. And why is that, right? To keep yourself safe, right? Of course, to keep yourself safe. But it also keeps you from intimate relationships and from creating long-term happiness the way you want to. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm sorry. People get weird with swallowing and I don't know why. Maybe it's a thing. So I hope it didn't bother you. I don't think I did. Whatever. I heard other readers say it. I don't really drink water on camera. 10 of Cups. Yeah, you want to start a new beginning. You want to start a new beginning and create a family or create long-term happiness. It doesn't have to be family. It just can be long-term happiness, a partnership. There's something on the horizon. What's on the horizon? It's Three of Wands. High Priestess. You feel something you feel something intuitively on the horizon. What's the Seven of Wands? Hangman. What is this? Six of Wands. Why is the intuition here though? Why? Eight of Cups. Queen of Wands? Hold on, sorry guys, 1 second. So you feel on the horizon intuitively, if you stand your ground and pause, your ego will feel safe and you're collecting information on if you should walk away or if you shouldn't, or if someone else is walking away or if they are going to walk away or not. And you're afraid of feeling emotionally abandoned. I feel like you don't want to lose something here. I'm getting this strong feeling of like, I don't want to lose this. There's a connection here. Yeah. Some of you have a connection that you don't know. You don't know how it's going to go. But you have an intuition that if you stand your ground, you remain on pause, you don't do anything, that your ego will feel safe. You'll feel like you get a win. But intuitively, you feel that you'll also lose something, that someone might walk away from you or you might walk away from somebody. And it's like I'm seeing like you don't want to lose this person over your wounding. That's what I'm getting. You're trying to heal this. I'm seeing you try to heal this actively. Wow. Ugh. Three of Swords, Death, and Temperance. We have Sagittarius. We have Scorpio. We have the Wheel here. We have Saturn. We have Pluto. We have Uranus. You're going through a very long transformation, a very long transformational process that's divinely guided. I'm seeing Spirit holding your hand, and it's around heartbreak. Like your pain is undergoing a transformation. What's this heartbreak in Scorpio? Around collaborations. You're trying to heal your ability to be in collaborations, and I'm not talking about like surface collaborations. I'm talking about deep collaborations. It feels like teamwork even. That's three, and how you move forward. If you're able to move forward. What's this Knight of Swords? Three of Cups. Yeah, it has to do with other people. Why is there so many threes? I see 2 threes. Page of Wands. Three of Cups. Hold on. Ace of Swords. Yeah, you have. Okay. 9 of Pentacles. You're undergoing a transformation around collaborations and family and celebrations and connections. Connections in general is what I'm seeing. You're going through a transformation around connections and how you move forward and how you use your fire energy and how you go after what you want. And there's a major truth about all this. It's like you're seeing, hold on, what's this major truth with the 9 of Pentacles? The Hierophant and the Magician. It's like you have, what do you have here? You have a vision for the future of how you want to be, the Magician and the Hierophant. The Lovers and the, oh, yeah, okay. I feel like I'm seeing you figure this out. That's what I feel like I'm seeing. You have a major understanding. Once you go through like this processing I'm seeing, you come to a major truth around your independence, around how you have the ability to create what you want, how you have the ability to manifest what you want. And then you're able to, because I felt like, okay, so like Taurus was like another one that was coming through as like there's a wound around your Taurus energy, and like where you feel like you have to show up and be there all the time and like kind of run yourself to the bone almost to like be worthy. But it's more than that. It's more about the role and the expectations and the obligations, kind of like that Virgo wound. And I'm seeing you go either, I don't know how do I say this, spirit guides? That you're able to communicate something I feel like you want to communicate. And it's about sadness and how you've been holding back giving something and moving to calmer waters. There's an opportunity here. Like there's an opportunity to heal here, and you're doing it. I'm seeing you really try to do this. I'm seeing you really work on your healing. And there's a major truth about how you can create. Once you process this pain, you will feel like you can create independently it's around your worth. You'll have a major truth around how worthy you are once you finally are able to process this unfelt grief. Because what can happen, right, is that when we have a wound, like if we have a wound around not being worthy and we have grief that's unfelt, you can't heal the unworthy wound until you heal the grief, right? And so healing the grief actually opens your eyes to who you actually are instead of what your wounding's telling you. And there's something that your wounding's been telling you that's not true. And once you process this pain and go through this transformation, because you're going through it right now, you're going to see the truth about your worth, your final like absolute worth, the way how you actually are, not what your wounding's been telling you. Then you're going to be able to go for an opportunity with the Lovers, so you're able to make a choice finally about something or somebody, and you're able to manifest, and you're also able to keep your obligations the way you want to, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's just again, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm like, I don't need to say that. I was just feeling like you're triggered. Okay. Yeah, I said you're triggered. There's the overwhelm. I'm like, you feel overwhelmed. Your nervous system is 100% overwhelmed by this. I can't even tell you. And it's something to do with what? King of Wands and what? Knight of Cups, and giving to your emotional. Yep. You feel overwhelmed when you're giving to your emotional fulfillment. It's like you feel like what? With the Knight of Cups, what? Queen of Cups. Six of Cups. Okay. You feel overwhelmed by giving the thought of giving to something or somebody, but you're trying to rebalance like all the stuff I'm talking about. Like you're trying to rebalance your ideas about service, your ideas about obligations, your ideas about expectations of others and yourself and what others think of you. You're trying to rebalance a connection even too. Again, there's the Ten of Swords coming up. It's not your ultimate wish fulfillment around a person. You're trying to rebalance, but it's hard because of this Taurus energy, the Hierophant, and the Ten of Swords, because there's a wound around there's an over-attachment to a role, and there's a wound around, how do I explain this? What's the wound? I know what the wound's around, but give me a better word in it. I'm trying to figure out around how you show up, about how you nurture things, about being the one that everyone calls, about being the one that's always consistent, about being the one that's always loyal or always, in service. Like, it's a service wound. There's a wound. So what would that look like? How do I explain this deeper? There's a deeper thing that I feel like I'm not getting. What's the deeper message? I'm not going to find it in the tarot is what I'm feeling. So interesting. So you feel indecisive about even giving slowly. Why is there a Knight of Swords coming in and a Knight of Spirit saying go within? Yeah. Go within. Look at why you feel indecisive. Look at why both going slowly or going quickly feels overwhelming to your nervous system, because you feel overwhelmed. I'm telling you feel overwhelmed because there's pain here. You need to look deeply within and ask, why am I indecisive? What are the two sides of this coin that I'm not? Like, yeah, and look into your grief. Five of Cups. So is that the advice? I'm saying it's like that's the advice. Yeah, and also, what? With the Hermit, what's the Nine of Pentacles? We have Nine of Pentacles twice now. The Emperor. And look at how You've created the life you've created already. Spirit's pointing me to, like, you have way more resources than your mind is telling you. You have way more ability to handle starting over. If you want to start over, you have way more ability to, you have way more worthiness than you're giving yourself credit for. You've done a lot of work to get here already. And Spirit's pointing me to that. It's like, you can't even see that. You're the Emperor with the 9 of Pentacles. You have 100% the ability to create whatever you want in this life. You have 100%, you are worthy. 100% you have done a lot of work on your independence. Like, I'm seeing you've done, like, 9 of Pentacles is good. Like, I'm seeing it as a good to go. 9 of Cups, though, is you're still undergoing a transformation around your 9 of Cups. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I just had a 9 of Cups year last year, so I'm like, I totally understand what you're going through. It's like so fucking hard. I can't even tell you. It was seriously one of the hardest years of my life. And I don't mean to say that as like it's bad. It's just, it was really painful. And I empathize and I love you. And this is really hard. This is what you're dealing with is really hard. And I just want you to recognize that and give yourself a break. Because I feel like your womb got activated, you're overwhelmed, right? Like, you're feeling, what's it called when you feel like you can't make a decision because, like, you've got too many choices? Like, it's a decision overwhelm. It's giving that kind of feeling, even though that's not maybe what's happening. Okay, let me see some final advice. What do you want me to, you want me to use these ones? Really? Yep. Okay. Okay. What's the final advice? Pile 1, you're doing so good. Don't be so hard on yourself. And you're confronting a lot of pain here, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, the gambler, loss and risks. I think you're afraid to take a risk because you feel like you're going to lose. And the brawler, lack of empathy and confrontation. Again, I feel like you're trying to protect yourself from getting hurt because you've been hurt in the past, and you feel a lack of empathy towards yourself because somebody around you was showing a lack of empathy to you when you were younger. So getting the side of you that has lack of empathy for you on board would be helpful. And also looking at, why do I actually feel if I make this risk, I'm going to lose? Why do I actually feel if I go after what I really want, my heart's desire, I'm going to lose? What is it really? Because there's a deeper answer here that you're not seeing. And again, I really want you to get really quiet and go with it. And I know that's hard. Like, I can't even tell you. I know how hard it is. It's hard for me to do. For me, it's hard for me to do still. It's like you have to actively, consciously do it. And I know it's not easy. And I know you'll have parts of yourself go like, this is stupid. I totally understand that. Or like, this is not going to work. Or why are we even doing that? Like, you know, but that's this piece, right? Because it doesn't want you to look at it because it's trying to protect you from pain. But protecting yourself from the pain here is actually protecting you from the thing you actually want. And I want you to have what you want, and so does Spirit. And so it's like, I totally understand where you're at. It's like, I totally get it. Overthinking and you can't take action because you're overthinking. Again, this is like that. Your mind's going in circles because your heart is hurting. And it's like, get out of the mind, get into what your heart is trying to tell you, because that's where your answers are going to lie. It's within yourself. And I wish you wanted, I wish, yeah, never mind. I can't say that. Okay. I mean, I want you to talk to somebody about it. The captain, taking command and teamwork. Yeah, again, I was talking about, it's around teamwork. There's a wound around teamwork specifically. Like, you always feel like you have to be the one that's the reliable one, or the one that's always dependable, or the one that's always the captain of the ship, you know? And that's not a bad thing. It's just, it's running you. There's a running down feeling that I'm feeling around others, or showing up for being always the one that's always there, always responsible, always dependable. Yeah, and you're learning new things. This is about, I think that something happened. There's a mosquito or something. I think that's a mosquito. I don't know what I was going to say. You're learning, your womb got activated and now you're in it, right? Was what I'm saying. You're really in it. And the healing is to go within and to ask yourself questions and be, again, not mean to yourself, not confrontational, not having lack of empathy. I want you to, like, oh my God, what is this really going to come through? Okay, so there was this TV show and it was Vampire Diaries. When I was younger, I used to watch it. And there was a guy and he turned into a vampire and he really wanted to eat his girlfriend. I know this is crazy, but this is where I'm going. He really wanted to eat his girlfriend. And but he loved her really, but he was like under this control of like, this thirst. He wanted to kill her. And so what they had him do was like, imagine she was someone else almost. Like, imagine she was like, someone else he really loved, and like put in his mind, they would put her face onto her body, right? Like in his mind, projecting to help him feel like, I don't know why this is coming through, to help him like feel like, that love that he used to feel for her, that he was no longer feeling, right? So I don't know why this is coming through, but I want you to imagine the person that you feel safest with, that's not you. Someone that you feel is very nurturing, kind, safe, someone who's safe. I want you to imagine that they were in front of you and they were looking at you like they were you. I'm trying to make this make sense. Like, okay, how can I make this make sense? Oh my God, Spirit, help me. Yeah, it's like that saying, like having your best friend, like, like what would your best friend say to you? You know what I mean? Like if they were like, if you know what I mean? Like to yourself. Because I think you're talking to yourself really meanly. And I want you to like imagine someone that's really loving and kind and safe, like talking to you, and what they would say if they were you, or even if they were just talking to you. And I think that could help you. I don't know why that came through. That's so interesting. It's just like so interesting. Is there any other advice you want me to tell them? You're not alone. Oh my God, you're so not alone. You're so not alone. I am so with you. I'm with you. I'm here with you right now. And you're so not alone. I don't want you to feel alone, because you're not. And I do think that there's somebody around you that's in your energy, definitely. And that's thinking about you actively, that's wanting to be there for you as a supportive force, even energetically. I'm feeling that. And to hold on to that and tap into that, because that's what I'm feeling. And if I know that there's maybe a part of you that's like, maybe that's not true. And I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like someone's definitely with you and cares about you and loves you and wants to be supportive of you unconditionally. And so try to tap into that. That's helpful. That's helpful energy. I had someone in my energy this last year and the year before that and the year before that, but this last year, and they really helped me just by being a force for me. Like they weren't, really engaging with me actively in the 3D, and that's okay. It was like a energetic, unconditional support and a belief in me that helped me get through that. And so I don't know, I feel like you have that too. And so I'm just saying, like, tap into that. That's there for you to help you move through this. Okay, Pile 1, I think that's all I have for you. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So today we are doing a pick a card on what you need to know right now. You pick the heart. We also have chaos, blood, sublimation, fog, soulmate recognition with number 2. We also have 36, redacted, and 1, know your worth. Okay, Pile 2, I feel like you really are trying to connect to your heart more, get into your imagination even, and I just feel like you're trying to really connect to your soul and your heart and like where you're going on your path. I feel like you're really trying to get connected to what's going on with you, what you're thinking about, how you're thinking about it. It's very like giving like trying to observe your emotions. It's very like strong. I do feel like though you may be noticing either chaos around you, or you may also have a tendency to go up into the higher realms as a way of an escape, which I totally relate, or fantasy as a way of escape. But I also think you're clocking this. Like I kept getting this feeling of like trying to take control and make changes that are going to help you and move you forward. I do feel like you have some type of soulmate that you're thinking about. And maybe you're trying to, I'm seeing like this is like a review almost, even though it's like taking words out. I feel like there's a review, and maybe you are taking out something. I'm seeing you like extract treasure from your past experiences, but also try to be detached in a healthy way, and also trying to manage your emotions, which I feel like is a lot to happen at once. You have a lot going on in your brain. I do feel like you have worked on your worth wound. And I feel like you're onto something. I feel like you're onto something with your worth wound, because you're healing something, and it's around your worthiness. Maybe I'm seeing 9 of Cups, so it's around your emotional fulfillment and having the ability to go after what you want, and having the heart to go after what you want. But it feels very like aligned. Like it feels very aligned to me, but I do feel like I'm not getting something. Like I feel like I need to get into the tarot and get more specific. Yeah, there's healing around your past that's happening right now. There's a big healing around your past, and there's a big purging of this chaos wound and this blood. Like this blood's about the body, it's about nourishing the body, but it also can be about how unfelt desires can create issues. And so maybe you've been working on why you have desires or what your desires are about and healing that. I don't know, there's something about that. I want to get more deeply though, because I feel like I'm on the surface of what I'm trying to get to. Collecting information. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You're trying to collect information maybe in your environment about what chaos is happening, which is Page of Swords. Seven of Swords? No. But do. What's happening? Okay, what's the Seven of Swords? The Knight of Cups and the Moon. Wow. Okay. This could be some seriously deep, unconscious, Seven of Swords internally is like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not able to, what's the Seven of Swords about? I mean, let's see what this is about, it's around fantasy, of course. I'm like, because there's this fog in sublimation, which can point to fantasy. Okay, what's the Seven of Cups? Because I'm getting this feeling like you don't know if like what you're feeling is real, or if it's, I'm going to put this over here. But it's for here. But I'm just clocking it's for here. Okay. You don't know like if your fantasy or what you're intuiting even with your imagination is in reality. And I'm getting this feeling it could be both for some of you. And it's, you want to give to something, but the moon's here. What's the moon? Hold on. What's the moon? I feel like that came up too quickly. Ace of Wands. There's Ace of Wands. I'm going to put it up in a minute. The Hanged Man. The Six of Pentacles. You're really trying to evaluate your equal give and take, and how maybe in the past, even so in your subconscious, right? You're looking at wounding around how you give love, how you receive love, how you use your fire energy, how you show up for yourself even independently, or like financially even. Like you're looking at that. You're trying to, I'm hearing ascertain. Trying to ascertain what's going on. What is this? Four of Pentacles? You might be holding on or holding back for something. I gotta see which one it is. Nine of Cups. Page of Cups. Hold on. What's this? Four of Pentacles? Ace of Pentacles. There's an opportunity for you to give to your Nine of Cups. It's a relationship, but are you holding back from this? You're holding back from this, but I feel like you're supposed to. Why? Is it not time yet? What is this? Ace of Pentacles. Death. You're going through a transformation. It's like you know that something or somebody's your wish fulfillment, but you feel a intuitive need to hold back because they're going through a transformation, you're going through a transformation. You feel like you have to be strong to do it. Like you may be a person who like normally like doesn't hold back, is what I'm seeing. Yep, there's a relationship here. Some of you have a relationship that you feel, so either you're in a relationship and you feel like you have to hold back because you're going through a transformation, or they're going through a transformation and you can't progress in the way you want, or you're actively holding back and not engaging in something that is your wish fulfillment because you feel like, because you're going through a transformation or they're going through a transformation is what I'm seeing. Yeah, you feel like you must for some reason, but you feel like this is you feel like this person's your soulmate is what I'm getting. What's on the horizon? Let's see what's on the horizon. You're like, I feel like you intuitively feel something. On the horizon, you're moving slowly, or someone's moving slowly. Five of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. What is this? The Hermit. It's almost giving like, what is this feeling I'm getting? I feel like you feel like even if you move slowly, you're going to be left out in the cold and stuck in your mind over something or somebody, but you're trying to look at it. You're trying to go deeply within to look at it. And you're trying to manifest. What's this? Magician? you want to manifest your partner. Well, didn't we have the Queen of Cups? I thought we had the Queen of Cups. If we didn't, you're trying to manifest. Do I want to see if we had the Queen of Cups? I can't remember. Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Of course, I have so many cards. It's like, maybe we don't have the Queen of Cups. I swore we did, but maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Okay. You're trying to manifest emotional healthiness is what I'm seeing. You're trying to manage, you're going through a long process of healing your ability to regulate your emotions. Yes, I feel like you've done a lot of work on trying to heal your there's like, you've been processing a lot of grief, or have been in the past, and now you're getting to a point where you're trying to make sure you're being emotionally regulated. You're trying to focus on making sure that you're not deceiving yourself in any way when in regards to like fantasy is what I'm seeing. You may have a very high ability to fantasize and imagine. I do too, so I totally relate. And there's this feeling of, I need to make sure I'm grounded. I need to make sure that I'm in reality, because I feel like there's a soulmate that is your wish fulfillment, and you feel really magnetized towards them, but you feel you must hold back because of something. Because you want to protect the opportunity. It's like, they're not ready yet, or you're not ready yet, and you're like trying to make sure that you're ready is what I'm getting. And you've been wounded, so you're trying to protect yourself because you feel like you've been wounded. And you're trying to protect your Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you have a person around you. I'm getting like two different situations. I'm finally getting it. Some of you have a person around you that is someone you actively feel brings chaos into your life, that you do not want around you anymore, that you are actively holding back from. You feel like it's strong and you should be doing this. It's a sacrifice you are making, even though you may be attached to them. But this person, whoever they are, brings a lot of chaos, and you're collecting information about that person. Now, you don't have to have a situation, but I'm saying like I'm feeling like there's two situations I'm tapping into. There's also another situation where you feel like this person's your soulmate, is a different person, is your soulmate, and you feel like there's a transformation happening within you, or within them, or within both of you. You feel like it's not time yet, so you're holding back because you want to protect yourself, but you also want to protect your Nine of Pentacles. This is your independence and your financial ability. It's like you're trying to make sure that but you feel overwhelmed because of a soul connection. You're just trying to make sure that you feel that you're focusing on your independence first, and your own sovereignty and your own worth. You don't want to give to situations that are going to hurt you anymore. It's like I'm getting this like stopping feeling of like, I need to like bring myself to reality, realize what's not good for me, what's good for me, how do I want to move forward, and like trying to make sure that you're being as kind and generous to yourself, and emotionally regulating and grounding. Like that's what I'm seeing the most. I'm like trying to get, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get like the situations, but it's a little foggy. So you may be experiencing some fog around this, or some, I'm seeing Nebula, the fog card. Okay, so what is the advice? Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I'm like stop working so hard. What's the Eight of Pentacles in reverse? There's this feeling I'm getting like spirits, like you keep trying to plan for something that's like unplannable. It's like, I feel like you're trying to figure out what's on the horizon and like plan accordingly. And like, I feel like there's too much change happening, and there's so much stuff happening, and there's like, and you will feel this. You'll feel like there's so much change. Like, I don't even know what's going to happen next, which just may not be your normal mode. You may have a very strong ability to intuit what's going to happen next. You also may have a strong ability to, what was I going to say? Strong ability to see what's going to happen next, and strong ability to plan around what that looks like, or what that's going to be. Now, I get that there's so much transformation happening with you and within others around you, or even just someone you're connected to, that you don't even know like how to plan for the next step, because it's like not everything is happening. Like, that you're like, you have this feeling like stuff's supposed to happen, but you don't know what that is. You know what I mean? And you're like, I don't know what it is, but like, so you can't work at planning this. Spirit's saying, even if you work really hard to try to plan what's on the horizon, you can't, not in the situation. Like, there's a reason you're not supposed to be able to plan right now. It's like Spirit's like trying to show you, it's almost like I'm seeing Spirit put a blindfold on you, because they don't want you to see, like what's going to happen next, because they don't want you to have to be able, they want you to be surprised. Like, it's almost like I want to surprise you with a miracle. It's like giving that energy. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Yeah, but you have fear. Okay, you may have a really hard time. Like, I love this because I'm laughing because this is so me. You may have a really hard time not knowing what's happening next. I have that too. Like, like need to know what's happening. It helps me feel safe, right? Which is not, it's not a healthy thing maybe, but whatever, it is what it is. It's part of my thing. It's part of who I am. And so like maybe this is a lesson in like letting go and like even if you have fear about what's gonna happen next, just I think you're like in a trust fall with spirit of like I just have to trust what's happening here. And I think that that's the advice. It's like trust that you can't plan right now. Trust that you can't know what's gonna happen next. Trust that there's a really beautiful reason that you can't. Like it's not a bad reason. I'm saying it's a really good reason. Yes, incoming high priestess. It's just like so great. It's the incoming high priestess. It's like, you know this already? Come on. You like know you're gonna get an offer in love? Dude, what the heck? From an emperor? I can't. Like, I just love it. It's so like me. I'm like, I totally love it. You feel like an incoming, someone's incoming quickly. Like there's someone incoming towards you. Your high priestess feels this. So it's an intuitive hit that you're feeling about an incoming love offer. I'm getting it as a love offer. What's this Ace of Cups? Yeah, because you feel like you've been heartbroken and you've been through a period of heartbreak with the Wheel of Fortune and you've successfully, like, I'm hearing you successfully completed a cycle in healing. And so you feel intuitively like the next chapter already happening. But Spirit's again saying like, I know you want to figure it out, but you can't. Yeah, you've been healing. That's what I'm saying. You've been healing. Yes, and it could be around your fire energy and how you move. Again, this is like not being so impulsive, not going after things just because they feel good, not listening to just what your desire says, not listening to what your heart says. It's like I'm seeing you implement like logic, but it's only because you went through a deep period of healing around unhealed wounds around grief. And I feel like you healed like a worthy wound, like you healed your 9 of Cups wound or your 9 of Pentacles wound. And you are, you successfully completed a healing cycle. And so like you're being like, I'm hearing you're being magnetized towards another person. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing you being magnetized towards another person. Okay. It's beautiful. You should be so proud of yourself, pal, too. And also make sure that you're not being hard on yourself because we do have the 7 of Swords here. And I think you're collecting information around, again, people that are deceptive, how you deceive yourself, how, and in a beautiful way. It's not like in an unhealthy way where you're beating yourself up. Like you're trying to be very kind and empathetic towards yourself, but also be aware of like how your brain's working, like, you know, what it's fantasizing about, like where it's going, what it's thinking about. And I almost see you putting boundaries on like certain fantasies that you have, which is really beautiful. And it's hard to do. Okay. Because it feels good in the moment. But again, I think that there's sadness that you get. So when you have a fantasy around a person and they don't come forward or they're not doing the thing that like is you're fantasizing about, right, in your head, that can bring sadness. And I think that there's a boundary maybe with a fantasizing about a person, or because it's like there might not be anything happening in the 3D, and so you may have to like, that's where the sadness comes from. So that's where that boundary I feel like is coming out. You're standing your ground. Yeah. What's the 7 of Wands? Standing your ground, you're healing. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're actively healing this. A star, I had to cover her up. Yeah, and you're protecting yourself because you want to move forward. Yes. Good for you, pal, too. Good for you. Move forward. Yeah, you have a new opportunity you want to move forward to, and you want to protect your manifestations. Like, there's this feeling of, like, you may have been around a person or chaos or people that did not respect your path or always hurt you or always were looking out for themselves. And I feel like you finally are able to like stand your ground. I'm no longer doing this because you felt your pain and you are still processing. You're still grieving right now. So I just want to like, and you're still dealing with fear. So I just want you to remember that you're still like, I'm feeling remnants of like a past cycle, even though you successfully completed the cycle. I'm still feeling like the resin from the past cycle be with you. And so you're still processing. So be very kind to yourself as you're processing, and you're healing, but you're healing at a very deep level, and I think you're seeing a future vision in a way that you haven't before, and you want to protect your future. And again, I think that there's somebody around you or was around you that you had to really like push away or stop seeing or stop moving towards. And I feel like you had to make kind of like a sacrifice, but this person wasn't good for you anyways, kind of feeling, but you still would feel like you had to make a sacrifice, you know what I mean? And that's painful. And I think you're grieving. I think a lot of you are grieving somebody. I do. Okay. Is there any other advice you have for a pal too? Yeah, I love how we had the don't work hard at looking at the future, and now I'm seeing Eight of Pentacles upright. What's Eight of Pentacles upright? Yeah, work towards your long-term happiness. Yeah. It's like, don't work so hard at trying to see what's going to happen next and plan what's going to happen next. Just work towards what brings you happiness now in the moment and what you feel your long-term happiness looks like farther out. Oh, wow. Of course I did that. No. It's going to just be totally messed up. Okay. All right. Let me see. I want to do final advice with these. Yes. What's your final advice? Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, pal. You're doing great. Final advice. The Muse, yeah. Okay, if you've been generous before and you feel like you've been naive in your generosity, it's not that you were too generous. It's that the person that you were choosing was not the right person to be generous to, okay? So your generosity is not bad, and you're not naive for being generous. It's the person that you were giving it to was the wrong person. You didn't do anything wrong. So I don't want you to feel like you can't be generous anymore, because you can, and you're not naive for being generous ever. Like, you're just not. If you keep, yes, maybe, I guess, if you picked somebody that was, but even that, it's like, you know, people wear masks. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a you thing. And I think you got more discerning through whatever this is. Yeah. And you've experienced a lot of loss because you've taken a lot of risks. And that's not a bad thing. Again, it's not a bad thing to take risks. It's not. It's only bad when we take risks on people that continually hurt us, or yeah, it's only bad if we take risks and continue to take risks on someone that's continually hurting us. That's where we need to just look at it and not judge ourselves and not be hard on ourselves. And again, I think you have had a lot of loss because you have been a person that has been willing to go for things. That is not a bad thing. So don't equate that as bad, because it's not. It's a really beautiful part of who you are. And we have perseverance and faith. Yeah, I'm telling you, Spirit's doing a trust fall with you, where you're having to have a lot of faith through this period of time and perseverance to keep going, even when you have no, like, it's almost like I'm seeing you like have to do something with no like sure answer at the end of the thing. It's almost like you have to like just trust that it's gonna be there, and you're just going for it anyways. And it's really beautiful, but it's really hard. It's a really hard thing to do. Even with I have a hard time with that, and it's hard to do that. It's hard to trust. You know what I mean? Especially after you've been through a lot of loss. But I feel like you're trusting Spirit, and you may have been trusting people before, but now I'm seeing you trust Spirit. We have the Miser, stubbornness and flexibility. I feel like you've been working on being more flexible. And we have the Hunter, be sure-footed, be sure that you're going to get to where you want to go. And again, I think that's this trust fall you're having with Spirit of like, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just like trusting that I'm going the right way because my intuition's telling me I am. That's a really beautiful place to be, but a very scary place to be. So just give yourself so much credit, pal. You've done so much healing work, like I can't even tell you. I'm so proud of you. And look, I said you did so much healing work, and there's the healing card. Yeah, you were shattered. And you could have been shattered because you had to be separate from somebody that you really wanted to be separate with. And you had to probably have a lot of patience, and you probably had to surrender. And now you're detaching. Some of you have been going through like a twin flame journey or a separation from someone you really want to be with, and you're feeling a lot of grief and sadness over that. But you're learning so much. You've been going through so much. You've been healing so much, Pal 2, and I'm so proud of you. Okay, Pal 2, I think that's all I have for you, and I will see you guys next time. Hi, Pal 3, welcome to your reading. So today we're doing a pick a card on what you need to know right now. You picked the Sword. We also have Winter, Glass, the Blue Temple, Reddening. We have 12, Quality Time, 47, Optimism, and 35, Friendship. Okay, Pal 3. So you're cutting through I kept hearing you're cutting through some type of BS. I kept hearing it. Like, you're cutting through something. And I feel like you've been really looking at, maybe, I don't know if you've been in this winter period, or if you're just looking at a winter period that you had and extracting information. I feel like you're really looking at a period of your life, or you're really trying to reflect and be very and contemplate like what's happened. And I do feel like I was really glad the reddening card showed up, because I was like, this right here felt so like cold, but then the reddening card came in, and I was like, thank God there's some fire energy here, because I felt like I was like, this just feels very cold to me. But then I also love that you have optimism. It's like I'm seeing like this connection between the Blue Temple and optimism, as like you're having an awareness of like maybe how deep you are, or how you have such a capacity to hope even through really difficult times. and how you've gotten through those times before. Maybe you're dealing something currently with a friendship or something that's bothering you, but I feel like you're trying to pull information from the past to help you deal with a current situation. Like that's what I kept getting. And also maybe you're really trying to make sure that you're looking at the sword energy, which is like the dark and the light of truth, right? And what is the actual truth? Like I keep getting into this point of like, what's the actual truth of everything? And what's the actual truth of how I'm feeling? And trying to get into like a deep understanding of the light and the dark aspects of truth even, which is like very beautiful. I feel like I need to get into the tarot because I feel like this is more vague than I would like it for some reason. Yeah, I feel like you're healing past heartbreak. Let me see. Okay. And again, this is about like, what do you want for your future, and looking at like the future vision of what you don't want even, like I don't want to experience that, or I don't want to experience this. Okay. 7 of Wands, you're standing your ground. Okay. What's the 7 of Wands? Standing your ground about moving forward. There's something standing your ground either in moving forward or that you want to move forward. Okay, what's the Queen of Swords? Wow, I just got this really interesting singular feeling. I'm like, I just got this really interesting singular feeling, and then the 8 of Cups comes out. You're contemplating walking away from something, or thinking about walking away, or walking away from something. What are you walking away from? Let me see what this walking away from. Okay, we got 10 of Cups. Okay, what's 10 of Cups? I felt sadness when that card came out. Ace of Wands and the High Priestess. But why are you walking away? What's this 8 of Cups? 3 of Wands. Well, you feel like you're going to maybe have to walk away in the future from something that's your long-term happiness, because why? You have a 6 of Wands and a King. I don't understand why that. Why would you walk away from this? What's the 8 of Cups about? You're collecting information about walking away. 6 of Wands twice? What's this first 6 of Wands? I feel like they're separate for some reason. Well, obviously. 7 of Cups and 7 of Swords. Yeah. Okay, what's this other 6 of Wands? I feel like the other 6 of Wands is different. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Ooh, I'm seeing you look at 2 paths. I'm seeing you totally look at 2 paths. Oh my God, this is so interesting. Okay. So you have 2 6 of Wands, right? And you're emotionally collecting information about this path and this path. Both feel good to your ego. So like, both feel like a win for some reason. There's like one part of you that's like, or there's one path that you feel confused because of some type of deception that's around it. And you're still trying to collect information about this. There's another path that feels like there's like a bigger manifestation happening in a different path. Okay, what's the 7 of Swords and 7 of Cups? You're confused by some type of deception because of moving slowly? But you know this? What's this Knight of Pentacles? 4 of Cups? What's this Knight of Pentacles? 5 of Cups. So you feel like, you feel confused, and there's some type of deception around something, either you moving slowly or someone else moving slowly. Someone moving slowly is bringing you sadness and making you feel abandoned, but you feel like you know that. That's one path I'm seeing you, or one thing that I'm seeing you think about walking away from. Because there's some type of like, the movement's so slow that I feel like you don't know what's going to happen next. I feel like you feel abandoned or sad because somebody's moving slowly. Yeah. I don't know if that's like you're in a relationship with somebody and they're moving slowly with you and they're holding back, or if you have somebody you want to be with that's not, or that's moving just too slow for you. I don't know. But what's the 7 of Swords about? What's the 7 of Swords about? Yeah, it's about a sweet connection. Something from the past even. What's the 7 of Swords? It's someone you want communication from. I saw them sideways. So it's like you're not getting communication the way you need it to be able to move forward is what I'm seeing. Okay, what's this other 6 of Wands with the Magician and the Wheel? King of Wands. Okay. What's the King of Wands? 7 of Pentacles. Okay. What's the 7 of Pentacles? It doesn't have to be 2 different paths. Now I don't know if they're converging. There's an opportunity that you have with somebody else, or with the same thing even, that Is this the same person? Some of you, it might not be the same person, and some of you, it might be the same person, is what I'm hearing. There's an opportunity. It's almost like I'm seeing this behind. Wait, but why the Seven of Pentacles, though, if that's the case? What's the Seven of Pentacles? Judgment. Okay, I feel like I need... What do I need here? What's going on? I don't understand, Spirit. I'm seeing you look at this path consciously, but I'm seeing like this is behind you, and I don't know why it's behind you. I feel like it's just, maybe you know about it, but you aren't... I don't know. I need something else. I'm confused. What's going on here, Spirit? I definitely feel like I get this more. I don't understand this over here. Okay, so some of you are experiencing a... Okay, well, let me just see what is this? I don't understand, Spirit guides. You're going to have to make this way more clear for me. You're standing your ground, okay, and working really hard, okay. At collaborating with what? With the Queen of Wands. So we have the King of Wands here. You really want to work at some type of collaboration, and you're doing everything you can to stand your ground and work at this collaboration. But you feel heartbroken because someone's holding back. Yeah, okay, it's the same message I'm doing. I just want to make sure. I feel like I don't understand. Someone's holding back from you or moving slowly or not giving you something, and you feel like, for some reason, you feel like there's either they're deceiving themselves. Maybe you feel, I don't know if it's actively like you feel like they're deceiving you, but they could be. But I'm getting more, it's like they're deceiving themselves, and you know this. You have an awareness of what's really going on with them, but they're not seeing it, is what I'm hearing. And you want to continue to collaborate with this, but you feel heartbroken because you can't, yeah, okay, what's the High Priestess? Because you feel like you can't move forward for some reason. What's this High Priestess? You feel like it's stopping growth in some way. High Priestess, the Wheel, and the Two of Wands. There's the Two of Wands again back here, remember? Two of Wands seems to be very important for you right now. There's an intuition about which path you're going to take or what you're going to do. It's like Spirit saying there's more information that's coming. You just haven't seen it yet. What's this Two of Wands and Wheel? Strength and King of Pentacles. Spirit's saying focus on your independence. Okay. What's King of Pentacles and Strength? Tower. I'm hearing a reckoning. Wow. There's a reckoning going on with someone else around you, is what I'm getting. And I feel like someone's processing something right now. That they're trying, okay. There's a tower happening in someone I feel like is your counterpart, or feel like is your person, or someone that you even consider to be a provider, someone consistent, someone reliable, someone that is strong. There's a tower going on with them. They feel sad. They're dealing with a lot of grief. They're transforming a lot of grief right now. And so Spirit's saying that's still undertaking, that's still happening. You may have an intuition about that this could be a path for you to be with this person, but I feel like right now they're just going through a lot, is what I'm getting. Yeah, someone that you feel like is your counterpart. There's a higher perspective that you're going to be able to gain from this, is what I'm hearing Spirit say, but it's not happening yet. It's like, I feel like this reading is like so up high. Like it's hard for me to like bring the meaning down to where I'm like feeling like it's making sense, which I don't know why that is. Okay. Can you help me, Spirit? I feel like I'm missing something. Why am I feeling like I'm missing something? What am I missing? The Devil. I was like, what am I missing? There he is. I was like, something feels off about this. What's the Devil? Hold on. And I'm not saying that, okay, so what is this? Devil. Someone, I don't even think this Devil is for you. I really don't. Honestly, I really don't. I can feel like it's for you, but I don't feel like it's for you here. Someone is triggered by emotional vulnerability. Someone's Devil is what? What's their Devil? The Lovers. Hold on. What's the Devil about? The Ten of Cups. Someone's Devil is around keeping themselves back from long-term happiness. I feel it's... Okay, never mind. I'm not going to say that. Yes. Ten of Wands with Ten of Cups. So someone is really triggered by their own desires or the way that what they want for their long-term happiness. They're triggered by that because they've been abandoned and they've been hurt by love. Specifically, they've been hurt by vulnerability and their own desire in some way. And so they're dealing with what are they dealing with? A lot of pain around vulnerability, around even how they move, even around how they show up in their fire energy. They show up, they feel overwhelmed by their desires is what I'm feeling. It's really giving pile one's energy. Pile one was like this person's going through this, and I'm getting pulled back to pile one again. It's interesting how that keeps happening to me in my readings. I keep feeling like I'm channeling two counterparts and they're in different piles. And you know what I mean? I don't know why that's happening, but it is. Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to get a reversal. Hierophant reverse. Wow, they're having an opportunity to, so in one of their wounds was around Taurus upright, which is like feeling like they have to follow a certain expectation, a role, a religious, following or something like that. Like, I have to always show up or be loyal and be this way. I have an expectation to be this way and no other way. And I can't have my own desires and my own wants, and I can't be vulnerable. I have to stay in control. They're having an opportunity to release this wound. They're just dealing with a tower and sadness. And I don't know why this is coming through this way, but it is. And so I think that this is just like, and I feel like you're dealing maybe with this person, or this is a counterpart with you, or you have a relationship with this person and they're dealing with a lot of issues around intimacy, vulnerability, control, expectations, the role that they play. There's an opportunity for them to release this. They're just going through a reckoning. I keep hearing they're going through a reckoning right now. I finally am getting it. I'm like, I feel like I don't understand what's going on here. Like, I feel like this person's in your energy a lot. So I'm like channeling them and you at the same time. So I was like getting confused. What's the Three of Wands? What's on the horizon? The Three of Cups, there's what? There's death. So they're going through a transformation. Nine Pentacles. So on the horizon, you're going to have the ability to reconnect with your independence and your abundance. You may be going through a transformation around your independence and abundance. What's death? Yeah, you're healing this. You're healing your wound around being independent, being abundant, being able to create for yourself, and you're reconnecting with that. So on the horizon, you're really, I'm seeing you heal such a deep wound, and it really is around your self-worth. And I'm seeing that this person has the opportunity to heal their wound, and that this is where they're at. They're having the opportunity to see it and look at it and work through it. But I'm getting there's like this question mark of like if they're actually going to move into this or avoid it, because they always have a choice. Yeah, you're rebalancing your subconscious is what I'm saying. It's really good, pile 3. I'm sorry if it was like it took me a minute to get here. Yeah, you're healing thoughts in your mind that keep you trapped. Your desires around things, how you rebalance yourself. You're rebalancing your subconscious at such a deep level, pile 3, I can't even tell you. Yeah, and it's been a long process. You've been in this for a while, and now this other person is, I think, having the opportunity to heal, and you're just dealing either with feeling them transforming or feeling like they're holding back from you, dealing with your own feelings about that, feeling triggered by maybe what they're going through. I don't know. There's some type of energetic transference that I'm feeling happen, which is not a bad thing. It's like I'm seeing your transformation and their transformation in some way is connected. That's what I'm seeing. It's very interesting. Okay. I need what's the advice for this? Again, so you may be feeling some of their emotions. Yeah, you feel, okay. Spirit's saying that you may feel shattered by what's happening with this person, but Spirit doesn't want to make it about you. It's not about you. Like, and I don't mean it in a mean way. It's like more like, my nose is itchy. It's more like, recognize and feel the feelings that you're feeling around this. Like you feel shattered by this. I feel like you're feeling sad about this. Yes, know your worth. Break us or make it. Some of you may be going through a breakup right now or making up with somebody even, and soulmate recognition. Yeah. So what I think is painful about this is that you're contemplating thinking about walking away from this person because you don't know if they're going to do the healing work or not. And that, even the idea of that is painful. Even the idea of that shatters you. And again, Spirit saying, know your worth, right? And some of you also are dealing with another person. You feel separated from your passion because they're separated from their passion is what I'm hearing Spirit say. And Spirit's just saying, go within, recognize that you have worth here, that you know what you're doing. I feel like you know what you're doing, Pile 3. And that feel the feelings of this shatteredness. And I think you're trying to be so like on board or like conscious about how you're moving through this, which is really beautiful. I just think there's some feelings around, I think you're making it about you. Like, that's what I think is happening. I think you keep saying to yourself, like, well, if this person loved me enough, then they would do it. It's not about you. And I don't want to, and again, when I say it's not about you, I like feel like it's coming off judgmental, and I do not mean it judgmentally. I mean it more like kindly. Like, it's not about you, I promise. You know, like, it's not you. You're not the problem. Like, it's not because you're not good enough. It's not because you're not worthy. It's not because you didn't do enough. Like, you've done everything you can here. You've showed up the best you can. You are beautiful and kind and wonderful, and you've done a lot of work, and this person's getting the opportunity to do this work because of you, through you, not because of you, but you get what I mean. Like, there's something in you that triggered them, and it's a catalyst for their awakening, and it's a beautiful thing, but it's also painful for you to go through too, because you know you're the catalyst, which is not your choice, of course, and you just want to have like, you just want to like be with them, right? Like, I get it, I totally understand, but they're going through a lot right now and feel quite overwhelmed, and are going through trying to release expectations of themselves, obligations. They're dealing with wounding around, I was specifically getting wounding around Virgo, Scorpio, like a Chiron wound around Scorpio, Virgo, and Capricorn, or Saturn aspecting their Chiron. So those kind of 3 wounds were coming up around there. And again, it could be getting in the way of your intimacy with this person. You could be having like, I can't be intimate with this person, or this person is triggered by my vulnerability, or I can't be vulnerable with them, or I can't give to them the way that I would like to. And that's painful. And so Spirit's saying, look at that pain, but also recognize that it's not you. You're not the reason that this is happening. You are a catalyst for them, and they are definitely having a reckoning in themselves, and their wounding is getting triggered, but that's not because you created the wounding. You didn't create this wounding. And so this is their opportunity to heal. And I think you're feeling pain around that because you don't know if they're going to do it or not. And again, that's totally everyone's choice. Like, they totally have the choice to do that here. But again, I think that you're creating a face, like they're having to face it because they're, you know, you're like in front of them, like in some way, like even energetically. And it's definitely triggering them, but it's triggering them so they can have the opportunity to heal, which is really beautiful. But again, it's not your fault. You know what I mean, Pile 3? Like, it's not your fault. And again, I think you're having your own pain around this. Like, what if I have to walk away from this person? And that thought of that is really painful. And so I just want to honor that too, because I think you're like looking at this like, oh my God, are they going to heal, or are they really not? Like, I don't know. And that's painful. And it's your soulmate. So of course, like, you could have an active relationship with this person. Oh my gosh, Pile 3, this is a lot. And again, you're doing pretty great. I think you're doing a lot of work. I think you've been doing a lot of work. I think you're just trying to focus on yourself and your independence. And Spirit's saying just keep focusing on what brings you joy. Keep focusing on your independence. Keep focusing on building into your own heart, your own self. And I don't know, there's like this feeling of needing to have a hands-off approach with this. You can help them, but I think that there's like the guidance is to be hands-off. I think that they need to go through this and work through this on their own, which can be, again, really hard if you're really caring and you have a relationship with them. It's like, dude, just get on board with me, you know what I mean? So I totally understand where you're at. Yeah, but I think Spirit's guidance is to be hands-off, and I think you're doing that. I just think it's really hard to do. I really do, and I want to commend you for that if you are doing that. Anyways, Pal 3, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, and I think that's all I have for you, and I will see you guys next time.